Hello, my name is Omar Rampasad. It is May 19, 2018 at 2:11 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the intense harassment I'm experiencing in the building and outside as well. So I tweeted some tweets today. Those are mine. I was talking about the connection between my harassment and sex slave operations run by Chinese gangs and Muslim gangs, because I find myself being targeted by Muslim people who are telling me to get out the store and go to the gym, and I'm a pot-bellied pig. So somehow my appearance, the fact that I'm overweight, seemed to be an issue with the people who are harassing me. So the only way I mean, one of the reasons I could think of that would be the case would be that they are remotely looking at me. And when you look at somebody who's overweight, then you don't have that svelte figure, silhouette style when you're looking. And depending on the technology that they're using to image you inside your home while you're sleeping, because this is part of the sex slave operation, these men, mostly Muslim in my case, are looking at me while I'm asleep. So this is part of living with the person as a wife. And given they're also being given access to technology to rape you. So remote husbands. These are remote, well, not husbands. These are remote predators, remote rapists. So this is how it's organized, and this is a new crime that is being perpetrated against children first and foremost, because it's a big thing now for pedophilia. Um, Let me rephrase that. Pedophilia is becoming more and more open. I think it was always common, however, it's openly practiced. Bisexuality, which makes men just as much uh, um, vulnerable to remote assaults and, of course, physical assaults. And of course, children who are always vulnerable to pedophiles and all kinds of other rapists as well, not only pedophiles. So let's get back to the fact that trafficking is taking place remotely, as I pointed out. Um, so one of the tactics being used by the traffickers in this building is to constantly call the cops and say things like, "I'm suicidal. I'm being loud. Something is wrong with me." They're hearing me talk to myself inside my home. Or if somebody visits, well, she's having men over. If it's a male doing business, if I have someone here to repair my place, do something here, repair wise, they would say there are males coming in, and it's a deliberate manipulation of the truth to paint me as a prostitute. Also, another point that I wanted to make was the sexualization of their victims. So I heard comments like, "Sir Matt repussified me." And there was a video of me masturbating that was taken from my sister-in-law's house. Now, I don't know if these things are true, but these are comments that I'm being harassed with in public. Publicly stoned verbally, basically, is what it is. I'm psychologically harassed and emotionally harassed as well. So I heard Sermad repussified it, meaning that they've played this tape of me masturbating, this video, for whoever to see, probably public by now. Also, I heard that people would be coming into my home and putting cameras and recording me taking a bath and so on in the bathtub, and would be playing this to and selling it black market, which I believe is going on. I have one person I'm suspecting has taken part in this in the Human Rights Tribunal, and there's of course going to be other court cases. So the sexualization of the victim is common, and this is done with other victims as well. young girls who are very vulnerable, naive. Um, in my case, I think I was being experimented on um, by groups of people. I even heard the word military. I heard the military is involved. It it's very possible because historically, infiltrated elements in the military have been documented to carry out experiments on unwitting experimentees. Now, I'm not sure if that's true. I personally think that in my case, it's mostly traffickers. And it's very possible that because there's so much money involved, billions of dollars, the traffickers can get access to military type technology, access to satellites, access to remote technologies that will hook up very easily to computer, cell phone, and hit you with a remote weapon, very easily done. Military um, equipment could be accessed, hacked into, and used by criminals. So it doesn't have to be the military itself. The criminals might be harassing you, telling you, "Oh, the military is involved." Well, it's my personal opinion that um, if their military involvement, it's an infiltrated involvement, just like the infiltrated police force, the infiltrated government officials. These, anybody in power is open to be infiltrated and bribed, and more the world is becoming um, um, openly. It's been corrupt all the time, but all along, but it's openly being corrupt in this country, in Canada, right now. So what I'm talking about is just a crime that's being committed now openly because the advancement of technology, because of the social norms, the social atmosphere, the cultural shift in thinking that we're living in right now. Um, the times in which pedophilia is being accepted more and more. It seemed to be that Sharia law is coming more and more openly practiced and pushed upon non-Muslim people, as in Europe and now here in Canada. So, of course, Sharia law preaches pedophilia, wife beatings, violence towards women, and dehumanization of women and degradation of women, and violent repercussions if the laws are not followed. So, if someone were being targeted by Sharia Muslims, and I believe I am, then they would definitely use things like lasers and microwaves to harass you and to murder you if they want to, if they're given access to this. And I believe the Chinese traffickers are giving them access to do so. So I put myself out here on the YouTube um, channel here to demonstrate that that's being told by traffickers to the cops. People, the traffickers are paying to call the cops, saying things like stalking them, stealing, for people who are infiltrating the workplace, people who are Johns and pimps who are buying will want to criminalize the victim in order to keep them in a servile situation, to take advantage of them. So these are the people who are going to be calling the cops saying, she stole from me, she's stalking, whatever lies that they tell to criminalize the person. Now, there's an easy way to determine what's truth or not. Just look at the person's profile, not what the person says so much, but what the person does, their actions, what they read, where they go, what they eat, who are their friends, who are not their friends. This is what should be looked at, not so much what's being told to the police. Now, I intend to find out what kind of file the police have on me and who is calling the police all the time about me. That's harassment in itself. So, again, no suicidal tendencies, no mental illness. And definitely not depressed. And while I verbalize what's going on in the building, if I think somebody's hitting me with a laser, it will cause, I mean, imagine somebody burning your skin, you'll feel angry. So, in order to constructively take care of that anger, you verbalize your feelings, which is what I do. So, the neighbors, I'm suspecting, is recording that, saying, "Oh my God, she's nuts." And of course, it's not true. It's not just, what's happening really is they're harassing me and setting me up. Basically, that's what it is. Complete, utter um, um, aggression on their part to paint me, sexualize me, criminalize me in order to take advantage of me to sell me. Basically, is what it is all about. Talk to you another time.